And introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 63.9 kilograms and trains under Craig Jen and Luke Martin out of Sydney West Martial Arts and Premier Fight Team. Boasting a professional record, 1 win, 1 loss, fighting out of Sydney, Australia, this is Daniel the Storm Meech. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 61.4 kilograms and trains under Ben Vickers out of Scrappy MMA. His professional record stands at 5 wins, 2 losses. Fighting out of the UK by way of Perth, Australia. Make some noise for Toby Meech. And when our action begins, our referee in charge, Matt Wynn.
Final instructions by one of the best referees in Australia, Matt Wynn. They touch gloves and we are ready to get this matchup underway.
This one, Brett, and eternal stacked featherweight division. Toby Meech
straight away by
stepping
Mitchell.
right up, and you can expect him to push the pace, try and get his head on Mitchell's chest. He's super aggressive, Meech.
This matchup presented by Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey.
And there he is right there, chest to chest, gets the head position. Good, strong head position, driving in hard. Mitchell just content to sit there with that overhook. He needs to be careful not to allow Meech a significant angle here. Meech will look to drive him forward. Looks to take him the other way. Beautiful change up.
Very nice takedown.
Had me and everybody else fooled. That's nice work there from Toby Meech.
We've been surprised a couple of times today.
And you don't want to give him your neck. He has, if you get anywhere near your neck, he has a nasty choke. And digs the knee in early. Does Meech to soften up his target. And he's not afraid to choke the submission early in the early rounds. And here he goes.
He's going for it.
Looking to lock up a Das. As long as Mitchell's got that leg, that'll prevent the choke. Now he's in real danger, is Mitchell. Meech looking to re-establish his grips, not feeling that one.
Oh, the knee.
Wow.
Matt Wynn, was he down? Was he a grounded opponent, Matthew?
That looked like a grounded opponent to me. He had a foot, a knee, and his other foot on the ground. 3 points of contact.
Oh, was he going for the body, man? He got him right in the head.
Yeah, he got him right in the head. Interesting. Doesn't look like Mitchell's too hurt. You feel like that's an error there from Mitch, not done in bad blood.
He's taken a point away, Matt Wynn.
Yeah, and it was a pretty significant moment. Potentially going for the sternum there was Meech, and instead coming up high. That's a big change. That really changes the course of this fight.
Here we go. Look at the replay. We're waiting for it. It didn't come. But I think the action is about to get back underway. Toby Meech, obviously, we regret that, but yeah, Mitchell seems all right.
It was a high risk. It's always high risk, especially in the first round, and when the slate's pretty clean to go for that with such narrow margins for error. Mitchell dips off to the left, sticks an overhand right over the top. And now a point down.
Yes.
Meech really needs to dig deep. He's got a ton of heart. Back at Eternal 55, taking on James Sargentson. He actually popped out and dislocated his shoulder late in that third round. Defended the choke one-armed, stood back up, put his own shoulder back in, and finished the fight to get the win.
Incredible heart.
They say, Brett, you can't teach heart. They can't teach heart.
Yeah,
Mitch has it in droves.
He wanted it. He wanted it. That's what happened. But Mitchell
looking for his own moment here. Good head position initially. Now it's gone a little bit too far to the right. He'll look to re-establish as he looks to connect his hands. An S-grip underneath, switches it to the single, looks to switch it into a double. Needs to be careful of the neck. Anytime you put your neck near the hands of Toby Meech, you're running the gauntlet. Of course, Mitchell, an experienced brown belt in his own right. Half round now, looking to crank down on the back of Meech, which is a great way to reverse that position. Ends up with the front headlock.
You mentioned you don't want to
put your head in that position with Toby Meech around.
Yeah, and interesting that Toby Meech.
Oh, don't do the knee.
Don't,
Don't throw the knee.
You see half the crowd.
Yeah.
Go along with us there and looking to go chest to chest. If Meech can keep his head above the head of Mitchell, he can do a good job to prevent him standing up. That provides a wedge that disallows Mitchell the opportunity to use his feet and to get back up. And if he does, his posture's broken. So let's see what Meech does from here. He's got a couple options. He's got the back that he can circle around to, try and get his left leg in behind that of Mitchell. He can come back around to the front, but it's Mitchell who manages to pick up the single leg. And Meech again looking for the crackdown initially. Interesting and advanced grappling exchanges here in round number 1. Hands together now from Mitchell. He'll look to suck those out.
Oh,
goes high, goes skyward. And
well defended by Meech.
This is the slam.
Yeah.
Good defense from Meech.
Had the opportunity, didn't he?
Meech is looking for the submission. He hasn't quite found it in a position yet that he feels 100% comfortable dropping to his back. And now with a minute left and a point up, Mitchell has the feet bundled up, tied up, hog-tied. And Meech with some work to do in round number 1. Meech needs to try and get his knees free here and then start to get his feet to the ground, which he's done. Then he'll look to frame on the head, but in doing so, he's exposed his back to Mitchell, who's now chest to chest. Mitchell not allowing the hook in. Mitchell just tendering up that thigh of Meech, and an old school foot stomp for you old fans out there. The crowd not appreciative of that. I don't know why. I kind of like him.
It's been nice bit of control time for Mitchell. I think that Toby Meech is looking to reverse the position, and he's about to get it done.
Really good reversal there. 2-on-1 wrist control.
Oh.
As the boys have a little bit of a flurry. It was 2-on-1 wrist control, got his elbow inside and spins. And
they heard the signal for the last 10 seconds of the round and decided to go for it. But taking on Daniel Mitchell. Crowd reaction to that. So both right in the centre of the cage at the moment.
Superman punch from Mitchell.
I was waiting for you to call that.
Not my favourite punch in the world.
Yeah.
I don't look good in a pair of red undies
Superman
and
punch.
a blue leotard.
You've got to be careful the way we call that.
It's a good, strong underhook high on the left side. It's important that if you're going to go to that underhook that you try and offset that horizontal axis of the opponent, which he's done nicely here. He'll try and create space to bring his right hand in. Digs away at the body. Stops again at the foot. Timekeeper looking relatively unimpressed there in the background. He's like, what's going on there? It's Australia. I haven't seen that one before. I reckon that bloke's seen just about everything, Brett Benetti.
Experience.
You can see how Mitchell's doing such a good job of giving Meech no space here. Every piece of his body pressed up against Meech, keeping his hips flat against the cage.
Do you think might be a time where Matt Wynn might come in to separate him and put him back in the middle?
Yeah, well, he hasn't given them a warning yet, so usually the offensive fighter is looking to control the clock there. He'll wait for that referee to give that warning, and then he'll change the position. Good reversal from Meech.
Oh, colour knees thrown and a punch to the body by Meech. But,
I like this old school kind of biffo where they're punching each other in the gut.
Box.
Phone box stuff. Good wrist control and just drags Meech down to the mat. Now
nice
looking
work.
potentially for a choke.
That's a nice punch there by Meech. So this is his opportunity because a lot of the control time towards the end of the first round and early parts of the second has been from Mitchell.
Good arm fighting here from the two. This is high-level stuff the whole way through. The subtleties in these positions are something that a purist can really appreciate. And for those of you at home that might be newer to the sport, they're playing a game of chess in between them. And it doesn't require a board, just requires 16 ounces of leather and a signed contract. Good strong knee up to the solar plexus from Meech, looking to do some damage in this position. Mitchell taking his weight back pretty far to his hips there. Needs to be careful that Meech doesn't reverse the position. Good wrist control from Mitchell with his right arm. Bit of a stalemate here and not a lot of,
cage
action.
time.
A lot of cage time, and The referee content to let them play.
Well, just as long as he, Matt Wynn, sees them working, so working towards something as well. But
yeah, they're working. They're getting off little shots, and that's a good knee on the break from Meech.
Oh, that's nice there by Meech.
Yeah, I feel like he might have got the call from the corner there. Just, you know, Mitchell, you know, at least 1 point up, potentially 2 here in the second round.
Yeah.
Meech needs a little bit more urgency as this fight passes halfway, Brett.
No, that's exactly right. So, and again, he's got to be, he can't rely on that first round being a 9-9. So it's either going to be 10-8 or 9-9 with that point taken away. So it's, at some stage, there's going to be a little bit of urgency, you know, creeping into this one, because, again, a lot of it, as you call correctly, a lot of cage time in, and we continue on that trend.
And not a real commitment so far to securing a takedown, Mitch. Unless he's working his way up to that preferred method with the body lock that he had earlier. Needs to be careful he doesn't get a knee for his troubles. And coming in like an Australian fast bowler with zinc all over his nose, Mitchell just lets one fly into the terraces, but somehow ends up deep in on a double leg.
Coming from up.
We did indeed. Good job from Meech there to split his stance. Another good little knee on the middle.
Oh, he's
Mitchell
complaining to the
complains about a
referee
low
here.
blow, but it wasn't. It was a fair knee. The boys separate now for one of the first times in round number 2. Swing and a miss from Mitchell straight over the head of Meech.
Meech is getting forced up against the cage once again.
Yeah, Mitchell not looking affected by the weight cut yesterday with a miss of 2 kgs. I'm not sure how hard he tried to make that, but look, I wasn't inside the camp. There's a whole bunch of things that can go wrong, especially when you're traveling. And a good hard right hand, over-committing as Mitchell, but somehow still ends up in on a leg on a takedown attempt. 15 seconds to go now. Will Meech throw some caution to the wind, potentially try and throw up a submission late in this round number 2?
Yep, that's right. And again, we've seen a lot of this throughout the first 2 rounds.
It's an interesting game of strategy. Let's see what the corners have cooked up in the kitchen.
5 minutes to work. Both guys start throwing punches to open up the round. Uppercut, straight. Oh, that hurt Mitchell.
It's like a game of rock'em sock'em robots.
Yeah.
Both boys plant their boots in the sand and just uncork a couple punches. Mitchell bloodied up again once more, showing some real urgency coming into the 3rd.
Yeah, loving that those foot stomps. He's got it up against the cage, but success there by Meech. I'd like to see it you know, get out of this position and throw a few more punches, because you know, another one of those lands, the fight could be over. He's hurt Mitchell, but hasn't followed up and allowed this cage control to take place once again. Meech is trying to force the head down and create that space with that knee, and that's what happened.
Wow.
The knee.
Mitch switch. Beautiful work from Meech, who switches to the 3/4 now, or the power half Nelson, puts her head right there on the kicking tee and knees it straight out of the HBF Stadium. Meech just waited his moment. He was so patient after losing a point in the first round.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge has called a stop to this fight at 52 seconds of round number 3, declaring your winner via TKO, Toby!